plus years, we have fought to defend the privacy of our home.
Yeah, we were in a home.
When Children's Division started stealing our children in the early 80s, we created an organization called Families for Home Education, and we sued the state of Missouri, and we won. As a result, the legislature passed a law in 1986 giving us homeschool freedom, giving us the guidelines for how to homeschool. No one takes our children away for homeschooling anymore.
I'm here because last night we were called about an email associated with a bill that is very bad for homeschooling in Missouri. SB 291 wants to limit our parental rights to educate our children as we see fit.
Why am I here? Well, I'm here because there has been a bill that has kind of flown under the radar, kind of sneakily, and it's a bill that is wanting to remove the right of homeschoolers to homeschool their children.
I'm here to help support homeschooling rights in Missouri and to be a body count. How's it going? Know that there are homeschoolers out there.
I'm here to support our daughter and son-in-law who homeschool their 8 children. We also homeschool our 2 daughters.
To support our leaders in the community, House Representatives, to encourage them to make good decisions and good law.
I believe in homeschooling and freedom for Christians to teach their children as they choose.
My family and I traveled up from Willow Springs to ensure that our protection for freedoms to educate our children is remain intact.
The state doesn't have the right to do whatever it wants to do, and it certainly doesn't have the right to tyrannize over children. That children are in the hands of parents, according to God.
How do you think your presence will make a difference?
Oh, there's power in numbers, always. And so I think just showing up makes a huge difference.
Numbers help.
Numbers to begin with, and I think that everyone here represents many more who could not come for one reason or another. And I just think being out in force makes an impression.
Just by being here, it was an encouragement to all the other homeschooling folks to know that they can stand up for what's right and what's good. And I think it's also an opportunity for our elected officials to hear our voice, to understand what's important for us, and that they should vote accordingly.
Well, I hope that the massive representation here will help the legislators to know that there is a large representation, and because we brought the example of the fruit, that is the fruit of our homeschooling with us. We brought our children with us. We hope they'll see that fruit as well.
See our presence and be willing to consider their decisions with a little more weight.
I think it already has. Word has it on the street that they already they removed those elements from the bill. And so at this point, what we're trying to send is a message that says, don't try again. You won't win the next time.
There's strength in numbers, and when they see this number of people, that's votes, and that speaks.
I've been here 5 years and I've never seen a larger group of organized and careful.
What will you do if this bill becomes law?
Well, first of all, I believe in the legislative process, and I have faith that there are reasonable men and women in our legislature that will take a hard look at this. If this actually would make it into a law, I would again engage the process and continue until it was changed.
Make an appeal.
Write a lot of letters. Pray a lot.
Oh, what will I do? We will school anyway, but the reason we're here is to make sure that doesn't happen. That's why we're all here, so we don't have to play catch up down the road trying to get. It's difficult to undo legislation. It's easier to stop it before it passes.
We need to stand up for our kids, and like one man said, if they came for his children, they weren't going to get them. And that's the way I feel. You're not going to get my kids. You're not going to get my grandkids.
Well, I'm not going to put that on tape.
We'll just keep homeschooling, but we'll do our best, you know, to follow the law.
We're going to cross that bridge if it comes, and we're going to fight to ensure that it does not come.
Leave the country.
The last time we had a major threat against homeschooling, State Representative Todd Akin, now Congressman Todd Akin, committed to stand on these steps with me if that bill were to have passed and challenge the Attorney General and the prosecutor to come arrest us. We would not comply with giving our children to the state.